Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make a tricolor granny square. It's going to be a classic granny square pattern using half double crochet instead of double crochet for a project that I'm working on that I will be sharing soon. You can check the description below to see if by the time you're seeing this video, if that pattern and video are already available. It will be coming soon. If it's not yet available, I'll have a little note there saying featured pattern coming soon. Okay, go ahead and subscribe so you don't miss a notification on when it is uploaded, and of course other videos as well. So let's go ahead and get started. To see the details of the yarn that I'm working with, the hook, the gauge, all that good stuff, check the link in the description below. I've included everything there so that I'm not spending a ton of time at the beginning of the video just talking. Let's get started on the granny square. All right, so we're going to take our first color. In this case, I'm using my cream, and we're going to make a magic ring. So drape the yarn over your 4 fingers like this. Just use your thumb to kind of hold it in place. Wrap it around and cross it over itself. So you have this little X. You're going to take your hook, push it under the first piece, over the next one, and scoop up a loop. Very carefully pull your hand out and pick up your working yarn. And working over both of the pieces of yarn, we're going to chain 2. This is going to count as a stitch. So now we're going to work 2 half double crochets into our magic ring. Again, we want to make sure that we're working over both of these pieces of yarn. I'm just going to give it a little tug so that it's not too big. It's harder for me to work with like that. All right, so yarn over your hook, push it through the middle of the magic ring, yarn over, pull up a loop. You've now got 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull right through all 3. Another one, yarn over, push it into the magic ring, yarn over, pull up a loop, 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull right through all 3. Chain 1. We're going to do the same thing again. But remember, this chain 2 counted as a stitch. So technically we've got 3 half double crochets here. We want to work another 3. Yarn over, go right in the middle of the ring, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through all 3. Again. One more time. Chain 1. We're going to do that again 2 more times. So because we're making a granny square, right now what we're working on is creating our 4 sides of our square. So we've got 1, 2. We're going to do 3 half double crochets again, chain 1, 3 half double crochets again. Okay, chain 1, and last time 3 more half double crochets into, oh geez, I keep on doing that right on the very first one. 2 and 3. Okay. So we've got 3, chain 1, 3, chain 1, 3, chain 1, 3, chain 1. Now with your magic ring, you're going to take the little tail end here and pull it to close. Don't worry if it keeps opening a little bit. At the end, when you're weaving in your tail ends, you can just kind of crisscross over that to keep it closed. Now in the chain 1 space of our chain 2, push your hook in, close with a slip stitch. Now we don't want to continue on from here. We want to get over to our first corner because we want to make sure that our square is really clean, and also changing our color is really clean. So slip stitch your way over to that corner. I slip stitch into all of the stitches and then slip stitch right into the corner. Okay. Might not be looking like much yet, but it will. So after that first round there, I'm going to change my color. This is how I like to do it. Depending on the project, there are different ways. You'll see in my videos, there are different ways that I like to change my color, but it depends on the project. So this one in particular, if you like to just keep on going and not fasten off and keep working your stitches with your yarn so you're not fastening it off at all and you don't have a million tail ends to weave in, go for it, however you prefer to do it. Okay, so I'm going to pull a little bit up. I'm going to grab my scissors. And I'm going to fasten that off. I'm going to set that one aside. And I'm just going to literally pull that up so it's secured. I'm going to get my hook into that corner. For some projects, I wouldn't actually pull it through. I would still keep my hook in the loop and pull the yarn, the next color through. But for a granny square, this is how I like to do it. But of course, however you like to switch colors is up to you. Taking my next color, which is this tan color, and I'm going to make my little starting loop. Get that onto my hook. Pull it into my work here. Now these two little tail ends here, I will work over them only in this one corner. I hate working over it more than I hate weaving in tail ends. So that's just my opinion, okay? Again, change colors how you like, but that's how I do mine. We're going to chain 2 for this first corner. Counts as a stitch. Half double crochet 2 more times so that we have a total of 3 stitches here. 1 and 2. We're going to chain 1. We're going to half double crochet 3 more times into that corner. 1, 2, 3. So we had 3 stitches, chain 1, 3. We do that only in the corners because we want to be able to have it literally create a corner. Because we're only working in corners for this round, we're going to go ahead to the next one. So 1, 2, 3 stitches. Here's our next corner. Before I move on, I want to note something because those of you who are very familiar with a classic granny square are probably cringing right now because I'm only doing a chain 1 in between all of my little clusters rather than a chain 2. I'm doing half double crochets rather than double crochets, and I'm using a smaller hook than what this yarn calls for. The reason I'm doing this is based on the project that I'm making these granny squares for, but also this is great for a lot of different projects. It really depends on how you want the finished result to look. I wanted a very tight granny square. Okay, if you want it to be more loose, again, like I noted in the description below, typically it would be a 5mm crochet hook. I'm using a 4mm crochet hook for this project. Typically it would be a chain 2 between the clusters. I'm doing a chain 1, and typically it would be a double crochet. I'm using a half double crochet. All right, let's go ahead and continue. So we're going to chain 1 in between all of the clusters that we're doing. Now we're moving over to this next corner. We're going to repeat what we just did here with 3 half double crochets. 2, 3, chain 1, and then 3 more because we're working in a corner. It will be different when we're working along the sides, but we'll get to that on the next round because we're creating some sides here. Chain 1, and now you're going to repeat it in this corner and this one. So chain 1, you're going to now go into the next corner, work 3 half double crochet, chain 1, another 3 half double crochet, chain 1. Come to the last corner, 3 half double crochet, chain 1, another 3 half double crochet, chain 1, and then come back. Okay, so now that you're finding yourself back here at the beginning, we're going to close with a slip stitch. And we're going to slip stitch our way to the next corner. and slip stitch around the chain one of the corner space. You can see our little square starting to take shape. So I'm going to change my color. I'm going to pull that piece through. I'm going to get my hook into the corner there, and I'm going to grab my next color. Make my starting loop. Get that onto my hook. Pull it through, chain 2 for our first stitch of this next round. Okay, so now we're going to do the same thing we did in all the other corners. So the chain 2 counts as our first stitch. We're going to work 1 half double crochet, and then another around the chain 1 space of that same corner. So now we've got 3. We're going to chain 1, work another 3 half double crochets around the chain 1 space of that same corner. Two and 3. Oops. Okay. We're going to chain 1. Now here's where we're going to work into a side. So over this chain 1 space that's not in a corner, it's just on this along the side of our square, we're just going to work 3 half double crochets. Chain 1, and then here in the corner we're going to work 3 half double crochets, chain 1, and work another 3. Oops. Chain 1, and then around the side, the chain 1 of our side piece here, we're going to be working 3 half double crochets only. Chain 1, we're going to continue on. I know it can be hard seeing the stitches when I'm working with dark yarn, but I hope that you'll forgive me for that, considering that I am also working with light yarn as well. So you can see, you get the idea. But anyway, so you're going to continue all the way around, remembering that in the corner, so we just finished our 3 half double crochet and we chain 1. Over here, you're going to do 3 half double crochet, chain 1, and do another 3 half double crochet because it's a corner. Here you're going to work 3 half double crochets. Here you're going to work 3, chain 1, another 3. Over here you're going to work only 3. Close with your slip stitch your way into the corner, and come back. Okay, so here we are, ready to start another round. So pull a little bit of that up. We're going to fasten it off. Get the hook into our corner, and we're going back to our first color. And we're going to just work each color one more time. Okay, chain 2 for that to be your first stitch. So now you can see the sides, you end up with each round that you work, you're going to end up with another chain 1 space that is toward the side of your square. As the square gets bigger, the sides get longer, and they get longer by more clusters being added, which gives you more of these chain 1 spaces between the corners. So you're going to continue on with your pattern We're starting back with our first color. So in my case, it's cream. I'm going to do this full round working. So remember, the chain 2 counts as 1 half double crochet. So I'm going to do 2 more, chain 1, do another 3. Chain 1. Working around each of the chain 1 spaces along the side, I will work only 3 half double crochets with a chain 1 between each one. So 3 half double crochet, chain 1, 3 half double crochet, chain 1. It brings me to my corner. When you get to your corner, you're going to do 3 half double crochet, chain 1, 3 half double crochet, chain 1. And you're going to continue working this all the way around, one more time for each color, and then you're done. You're going to repeat that for however many squares that you need. Again, if you're following along with me and you want to see the pattern that I'm working on for these particular squares, full length cardigan is what I'm working on. So I will be sharing full pattern details once I complete the pattern. Again, if you're seeing this video by the time the pattern is done, you can check the links in the description below. If it says that the featured pattern is coming soon, it means I'm still working on it. It is coming very, very soon. All right, so let's take a look at what you're going to be working with once you're done all of your squares. So to put it into perspective, I'm working on 72 squares for my project. 72 squares is going to produce a size medium, full-length cardigan. When I do have the pattern done, I will have multiple size options for the pattern, and I will include all of that once it's completed. So just keep an eye on the description below. I will be adding the information as it's completed. Okay, but for now, at least this video is really just to show you how to make a tricolor granny square with a tighter stitch than a traditional granny square. As you can see, because of the way that I changed my colors, I've got all of these tail ends. You're just going to use your yarn needle and weave them in and out. Of course, working in the stitches at the back of your work in the respective colors, of course, so that you keep it all, like, you don't want it to look like it's inside out, even when it is. I just don't like it to look messy, but anyway, so you're going to use your yarn needle to weave in all of your tail ends, and when you're done, your square is going to look like this. I haven't blocked this yet, so don't mind that it's a little bit, might look a little bit wavy. I haven't blocked my squares yet. I'll be getting to that. I'm just finishing making them. Anyway, I hope that you enjoyed this pattern. Please don't forget to like and subscribe to see all of the future videos that I have coming and what's currently available now.